if I'm fine usually means the conversation is over, this is for you. Because when he says that, it doesn't feel like a simple answer. It feels like a wall. And you're left wondering, what just happened? Here's what's really going on. When someone says, I'm fine, it's often not honesty, it's protection. Because for many men, especially with a trauma history, there is an emotional safety gap. What feels like a normal conversation to you can feel overwhelming to them. So instead of leaning in, they shut down, they withdraw. I'm fine, not to push you away, but to protect themselves. And this is where so many women get stuck. And honestly, it makes complete sense because you've probably heard, just give him space. And if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I could probably buy my own Airbnb. At least then I'd know when someone was gonna disappear. Because especially when trauma is involved, you carry this extra layer of compassion. You don't want to overwhelm them. You don't want to trigger anything. You don't want to add more pressure. So you step back, you try to be understanding, but somewhere along the way, you start to feel like you're disappearing as well. I remember this so clearly in my own marriage. My husband wouldn't just take space. He would go down into the basement, close the door, and disappear. No one could reach him, not me and not even the kids. And we would just wait. It felt like a switch had been flipped and he was just gone. And I tried everything, talking softer, talking calmer, giving space, not giving space, and nothing worked. So over time, I became really scared of that door closing. I would push harder in the moment. Please, let's just fix this now. But I thought if we could just resolve it, maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't disappear. But the truth, my pressure, my urgency, my fear was pushing him further away, and it wasn't bringing him closer. And this is where everything started to shift. I stopped chasing him into the withdrawal, not physically, but emotionally. I stopped trying to fix it in the moment. I stopped trying to pull him back because I finally saw that just wasn't helping. It was feeding the cycle. So instead, I focused on staying grounded myself, letting the moment be what it was without trying to control it. And this part is what matters. I stopped abandoning myself just to keep the peace. And then later, when things were calm, that's when I would come back. I would say something like, hey, when we disconnect like that, it's really hard for me and I feel really alone in it. No blame, no pressure, just truth. Because the goal, it isn't to force connection, it's to create it when it's actually possible. So if you're thinking this is exactly what keeps happening, I want to help you understand your pattern. I want you to take the relationship pattern assessment so you can start seeing what's really going on underneath this dynamic. The link, it's right on your screen. I'm fine isn't the end of a conversation. It's a signal. And when you understand what it really means, you can stop chasing and start responding differently. And that is where things begin to change.